What's going on, family? It's the entertainer, the motivator, the educator, Lucky Murray. I'm here to do another What Happened series, and this time off the recommendation of one of my subscribers, Jessica Lee. She hit up your boy and said, do What Happened to Kid, and also Jay Given. I said, okay, I will be working on that, and it'll be coming out in March. I can't spell people. And then she was like, cool beans, my type of fella, because hey, I like cool beans too. So we're gonna get into, my speculation on what happened to Kid, also known as Asaiah Ziff. Asaiah Ziff, that's his new name he goes by. But a quick history about him, according to Wikipedia, is Aaron Rivera. He was born July 17, 1996, who goes by the stage name Asaiah Ziff. River, formerly known as Kid, that's with two D's if you didn't know, is an American hip-hop musician. His first solo album, Murder My Flesh, was released by Christian hip-hop label Infiltrate Music in 2013 and was a Billboard chart breakthrough release. He subsequently released a free extended play, or EP, in 2014 called Hip Savvy, the introduction, also with the label Infiltrate Music. On February 1st, 2016, Rapzilla, which is ran by the owners of Infiltrate, revealed that Rivera no longer identified as a Christian and thought he was released from his contract. So basically what happened with Kid, he put out Murder My Flesh, which was heavily promoted by Rapzilla. And this is one thing that I do not like what Rapzilla does a lot of times, is they take a teenage artist and they give them this big platform, and that messes with their heads, because apparently you have to understand, when you are a Christian artist, first of all, the limelight is not that big, especially with somebody that's that young, and you just put them on shows, and it really does mess with you. And that's why I'm not a big fan of artists that has that limelight. Another artist I'm looking at too, that you can kind of see how just the limelight and the fame is really getting into, is really Rockstar JT. Rockstar JT had a platform, I think 14 to 15 years old, and he hasn't really been able to capture that platform. And also, it's a lot of different artists, man. They get this platform, they get into this community, and they fizzle out, because this is much more than just being a rapper or doing stages. So that's really not a whole lot of money right now in Christian hip hop. I don't care what Aha Gazelle said back in the 24/7 hip hop news. It's not a whole lot of money into this. So basically, what you had is, he was starting music in 2011, but it took him 2 years to release Murder My Flesh. With Infiltrate is not really an active label anymore, but Infiltrate back in the day, they had Script, they had Hillary Jane, they had Kid. I don't know if they had another person, but it was ran by Phil from Rapzilla and also the owners of Rapzilla, and they used that platform with Rapzilla to kind of push their artists, which was a smart thing, don't get me wrong. But this is the only album that really charted, which was Murder My Flesh. It was like, Kid, Asaiah Ziff, which is known by Kid, he was really, his bread and butter was production, and I felt like he could rap a little bit, but I thought he needed some maturing. He was actually featured on the Same Team remix with Swoop, KB, Tadashi, Alex Faith, all them guys that was on the Same Team remix. But subsequently, a lot of those guys that was on that song is not really doing music no more. Next week I'm doing Jay Givens, What Happened to Jay Givens, and he was on the song. He represented Humble Beef. Kid was on there, Alex Faith, who else? I don't know. I know those three in particular, and that was half the song. Jackie Hill Perry doesn't really rap. I mean, she raps, but she mostly speaks now. But a lot of those people don't really do music like that anymore, or doesn't do music in the Christian hip hop realm. And Kid, he was always intriguing to me, but in 2016 he struggled with his faith. Now, I don't know if that's a problem with Infiltrate Music as far as not doing their homework. I don't know if that was Kid fault for jumping into Christian hip hop, but the guy was what 13, 14, 15. No, I think he was 15 years old when he signed the record deal. He was 15 years old back in 2013, 14 or whatever. I don't think that somebody that was prepared to, he was thrust into the spotlight. He had all these earthly accolades, and when he started questioning God, Infiltrate cut him, and now he's doing music, but I don't really see where he's really blowing up. He dropped a project 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago. It was entitled I'm Depressed But I'm Happy. It was I'm Depressed But I'm Happy. And when he dropped that, I mean, it did okay. I mean, his Spotify numbers, he has 60,000 monthly plays, which is roughly around $240 a month. But his money is not really from making, like recording music. It's more so as being a producer. That's how he makes a lot of his bread. And what I think what happened to Asaiah Ziff, which was known as Kid, I think that he really didn't really know Jesus Christ. I think that he saw something. I think it was genuine at first, but I think that he never knew Jesus Christ. And subsequently, now that if you watch any of his videos, he's smoking, he's drinking, and it seemed like it's a career going fast down lane, and it's not really no upside. Like I said before, he's been on Rap Lemonade before. His videos hasn't really been on there, but they mentioned him on the blog site. But none of his stuff has really took off in the mainstream, and I don't ever think that it will. Simple fact, because he doesn't really, his style wise doesn't really have anything that I think that is more appealing to the mainstream. And if you notice, he goes on tangents sometimes with Christian hip hop. And last year I reported that he and Dayton had some beef. Like, he was like, look, man, you know, Christian hip hop, where was y'all when I was doing this? I seen so many things and whoop. And he attacks Christian hip hop. So my thing is that, are you angry with Christian hip hop, or are you angry with God? Because Christian hip hop is just a reflection of what the church is. I mean, we have some good people, we have some bad people. That's just the way the church is. So I'm curious to know your input, man. Let's pray for him. I think that's one thing that we can do. We can pray for him, but also, like I said, man, maybe one day he might come to his senses and come back. Make music for God again, and not really make music for God, but just live for God. Forget him making music. Some people do not need to make music. They need to get themselves together. I think Asaiah Ziff is one of those people. There's a few other people that do not need to touch a microphone. But what is your opinion about this, man? Like I said before, it's not he's been dropping singles, but it's not nothing that's been consistent. He mostly produces now, so he makes his money from producing, and that's how he's able to eat, not from rapping. So let me know exactly what you think about Asaiah Ziff, formerly known as Kid, in the What Happened series. Like I said before, he's still dropping music, but he has his fan base. They listen to him. He's still a local artist, but next week, like I said, Jay Gibbons, and we're going to go into detail as far as him and his rise and fall from CHH. But let me know what you think. Please buy the merch. Click on the link below. But again, it's the entertainer, the motivator, the educator, Lucky Murray. And I'm saying here, subscribe, like, share. Let's get to 1,000. Until next time, people.